Hey guys, Sundown Rider here, and I'm finally free of my exams, and I'm going to be kicking ass doing some reviews. All right, I got quite a few lined up at the moment. I think I'm going to do my Fairy Tail review and my Nanatsu no Taizai review, and there's also a One Punch Man review coming out, which is going to be dope as shit because some badass stuff happened in that chapter. All right, but One Piece chapter 867 is this chapter review. Happy birthday! Now this chapter was it was pretty good. I mean, there wasn't. We learnt a few things. We learnt more about Mother Caramel and in terms of her relationships with the world government, and we learnt about what happened, why the Giants really hate Big Mom, which we kind of we should have assumed from last chapter, and it is something I think a lot of people did assume from last chapter. And we find out possibly how Big Mom herself gained the powers of her soul fruit. I forgot what the actual fruit name in Japanese is, but we find out basically how she got that. So let's go straight into all of that stuff. Now, the aim of this chapter, what I thought the aim was, what the overall idea seemed to be, was we find out what exactly happened to Mother Caramel. Now, just like I said last review, I didn't think this whole flashback would last any longer than a few more chapters, 1 to 2 chapters, and it was only one more chapter, so right on the mark. But yeah, so the whole idea was to find out exactly what happened to Mother Caramel. So let's just first talk about the cover page, which was Cavendish once again, and it was just showing, it was kind of a little bit of sarcasm showing that Cavendish was exiled from his country for being like too popular with the ladies, and he only has like 74 underlings and 500 million berry. He's really on tough times, and I was like, God, you friggin', Cavendish, man. But yeah, so we carry on. We go straight into the first page, and is it Jarl or Yol Fallbeard was straight up murdered by Big Mom. He gets yanked by his beard. His head gets slammed into the floor. It's kind of like one of those what's it called? One of those martial arts moves. I forgot what the. It's not jujutsu, it's the other one. But yeah, so she Big Mom actually yanks his beard and just slammed him straight into the ground. He's straight up dead, and Mount Beard, the other Viking lord, the other giant lord of Elbaf, he was gonna straight up slay Big Mom while she lay in her kind of stupor in her sleep after eating all that semla, and he was like, "Bitch, you gonna die? I'm gonna kill your ass." But we get Mother Caramel step in, and she's like, "No, you can't kill her." Now, Mother Caramel, at this point, I was like, she just basically roasted the whole of Elbaf. You gotta let Mountbeard just kill her off. She's a straight up demon. Why do you want to keep her alive? You're not doing a good job of raising her. You're not exactly enforcing her behavior very well. Every time she does something wrong, you just forget about it. You just leave her as it is. So you're not doing a good job of parenting her, and that's what your role is. Why the hell do you keep her alive? So, and this is the reason why the Giants hate Big Mom. We get Hyrule, I think, in this shouting to Lord Mountbeard, what have the Giants of Elbaf become? This is our pride. Kill her right now. And he doesn't do anything. He just exiles Lin Lin and Mother Caramel from Elbaf, and they have to go to another island. But what we do find out here is Mother Caramel had the soul fruit. I was like, what? I think there were a couple people who speculated this, but I truly didn't believe that she would be the one who had the soul fruit. Having it passed on from her straight to Big Mom. It was kind of like a little bit coincidental. I didn't think that would happen, but the way in which it happened was really, really weird. So we see Mother Caramel has the soul fruit. All the fire surrounding Elbaf, which Big Mom somehow caused, she converted that into Pandora, the sun, which must be the sun in Whole Cake Island. That's that little the sun that's come to life. That's the fire that was raging around Elbaf. So they're exiled. Mother Caramel and her lost lambs thing, and Big Mom Lin Lin, and they're exiled to an island which actually looks strangely reminiscent. If you look at a couple of the panels where it shows the hills and curvature and topography of the land, it looks a whole lot like Whole Cake Island, and I think that's pretty much where they went. They went at that point in time to Whole Cake Island. Well, it later became Whole Cake Island once Big Mom took control of it. So Mother Caramel, we then find out after like a couple pages in this chapter, we find out she's actually a child slaver, and this makes so much more sense when you think about it. She's been a child slaver for 50 years, and basically what she's been doing is she's been recruiting in orphans for the Marines, for this amount of time, 50 years, and once every 2 years she gives one orphan to the Marines as a spy, so they'll be trained up as a spy. No one will care if they live or die, whatever, and she'll do that in exchange for money. And so she just sells these kids to the government, and Big Mom is her like top dog. She's like, I just found this kid who I gotta sell because she's an absolute beast. She just murdered half of freaking Elbath, or a village of Elbath. I gotta sell this kid because she's crazy. So her epitaph is Mountain Witch. Now I'm not sure if any of you know any myths or anything. It sounds reminiscent of some mythology. I can't remember exactly what it is. It sounds reminiscent of some mythology, maybe Japanese mythology, but I can't quite put my thumb on it. But Mountain Witch is her epitaph. So Mother Caramel was selling. She was talking to Cypher Paul, and she was like, "Yeah, I gotta sell this kid to you. You gotta take her from me." And they're like, it's a bit weird. But it also shows the corruption of the world government. They were fine with this child slaver selling them kids as spies, and they were paying money, like big time money, especially for someone like Big Mom, who Mother Caramel says could be a fleet admiral or an admiral someday. She's getting money for this stuff, so it shows how corrupt and how evil really the world government is, which is why Luffy, even though he's a pirate, is actually good in terms of his character. So then we go on to basically the birthday party for Big Mom when she was younger, when she was 6 years old. The kids and Mother Caramel throw a birthday party for her, and this is how Mother Caramel dies. It's due to her last product, due to Big Mom. So what we assume from this chapter is, and I had to look into the comments for this. Thank God for the Mangstream comments. When Mother Caramel is munching down all that semla, that huge semla cake, and she had that croque monsieur thing, she ate the kids and Mother Caramel. I think she legit. It's not something I'm speculating. It's not something I'm theorizing. I'm pretty sure, and even the comments were saying she ate the kids, because there's this kanji sign that Mangastream didn't translate, and usually Mangastream has a translation or something for the sound effects going on in the panels, but this time unless I just missed it, I just glimpsed over it really. But the kanji in the panels in the last couple pages actually denotes screaming in manga, and the only reason they'd be screaming while she was munching all that semla was if she was munching the kids and Mother Caramel as well. So that's where Mother Caramel went. She ate Mother Caramel, and that's why we haven't seen any of these kids in her crew. She munched on the kids. She straight up munched them. She's a cannibal, and so this is the type of stupor and the kind of illusion she goes into when she goes into that rage, into that sweet eating mode. She just loses all idea of what reality is, and she munched kids and her mother whilst they were alive, whilst they were screaming. And she even says, I munched on the table a few times, I bit hard onto it and the tables are broken. And she didn't realize that maybe it wasn't just the table that she was munching on. She was munching up kids. So I was like, yo, damn, she's crazy. And that's one of the other things I felt this chapter was trying to do, in the last chapter as well, was, are we supposed to be sympathizing with Big Mom? Last chapter, it felt like we were supposed to be sympathizing with her a bit. This chapter, again, it's like she couldn't control herself and she ate her family, basically. Are we supposed to sympathize with her? But I just can't. I'm not sure if you guys can. But I can't sympathize with her. And I'm not sure if that's what Oda wanted, whether he wanted you to sympathize with her or whether he just wants you to make your own judgment of her, knowing her backstory. But I don't have any sympathy for her. Just the way her character's been designed. She gives into her greed. She gives into gluttony. She hasn't been raised very well, but the fact that she straight up gives into her greed and gluttony, she doesn't even really try. The only time she tried was during that whole Elbath incident. She straight up went crazy then. I just can't find it in me. She's just pure evil. I don't have any sympathy for her because she's just evil. But the other thing we learn is Big Mom must have obtained the powers of the soul fruit through ingesting the soul user. Now, there are a couple ways this could have happened, and one of them is less likely than the other. Either Big Mom ate Mother Caramel and obtained her power through that. Because she ingested the entirety of Mother Caramel by the looks of things, she obtained her power through that way. Or because I don't think that's the least likely of the ways, because I'm pretty sure Oda said something about if another devil fruit user was to ingest another devil fruit user, they'd just get food poisoning or something. So it was just a joke. It was something he wasn't really thinking about, or he just made fun of it. But if that's the way she obtained her devil fruit, that opens up a whole new can of worms about ingesting people. How much of them do you need to ingest to gain their power? What happens if you have two? If you already have a devil fruit and you ingest someone with a devil fruit, do you blow up when you, as I assume you do when you have two devil fruits in general? But that's one of the ways. I don't think that's actually how she gained her devil fruit. What I think it is Big Mom obtained its soul fruit when she ingested Mother Caramel. Mother Caramel obviously died, and then the fruit took possession. Well, the fruit came back to life in another fruit as that was on Whole Cake Island at that time, and then and then Big Mom must have found it and munched that. That's what I'm assuming. But it could be either one of those, really. I just think the second way is more congruent to what we know right now and what our knowledge of One Piece is right now. But it could have just as easily been the first way, and then that opens up the whole kind of worms of how much of someone do you need to eat, what part of them do you need to eat, do you need to ingest their heart or something like that? Is that what Blackbeard did to obtain Whitebeard's power and his own power? But that opens up a whole new kind of stuff. So I thought this chapter was good. The revelations we got, the Mother Caramel being a child slave, the corruption of the world government. We already knew they were corrupt, but this just takes it to another level. Well, actually, this takes it to the same level, but we just see it more directly here. How Mother Caramel died, why Big Mom has her powers, the sun Pandora, where that came from, and why the giants hate Big Mom. Now, the only issue I have with this is if they hated Big Mom so much and they knew who she was, obviously, why did they ever consider marrying Loki off to one of Big Mom's children if they knew she was one of Big Mom's children, unless they were unaware of the fact that she was one of Big Mom's children? Because we were told that Loki was going to marry Chiffon or something like that, and but the thing is, with Pudding in this whole mess, we don't know whose memory she's altered. We don't know whether she's telling the truth about the whole marriage thing and whether they're telling the truth about the whole marriage thing. So we don't know whether that's all legit. But the whole giants hating Big Mom thing, you can truly see why they hate her, and I don't see why they would ever try to marry into a family unless they were just generally unaware of who the person they were marrying was in terms of lineage. But yeah, I like this chapter. I'm going to give it a solid 8 out of 10 just because of all the things. I didn't think it would. I was going to give it like a 7.6 originally, but reading through it again, it was just a good chapter. I mean, there wasn't much going on, but we just learned a lot of things. I liked it. I hope you guys liked it, and I'm going to come out with all my other reviews very soon. So let me know what you guys thought. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I will see you guys in a bit.